Blagojevich get busted. Read all about it.
The extent of the alleged corruption by Governor Blagojevich stunned even veteran prosecutors like U.S. Attorney Patrick Fitzgerald.
The conduct would make Lincoln roll over in his grave.
Blagojevich and his chief of staff, John Harris, are charged with threatening to withhold state funds from a local hospital and a newspaper company if they refuse the governor's demands for favors and campaign contributions. Investigators say Blagojevich was recorded on telephone wiretaps trying to sell President-elect Barack Obama's Illinois Senate seat. Fitzgerald read one of the transcripts to reporters.
I've got this thing, and it's bleeping golden. I'm just not giving it up for bleeping nothing.
Prosecutors say there is no evidence Mr. Obama was aware of the governor's efforts to auction off his Senate seat.
I had no contact with the governor or his office. And so I was not aware of what was happening.
The scandal is the latest involving alleged political corruption. Alaska Senator Ted Stevens was found guilty of lying about gifts he received from an oil services company, including improvements on his home. Stevens lost his re-election bid this year, ending a 40-year career in the Senate. William Jefferson, a congressman from Louisiana, is awaiting trial on charges of bribery and misusing his office. When federal agents raided his home in 2006, they found $90,000 in alleged bribes stashed in a freezer. Jefferson also lost his re-election bid. Alan Lichtman is a presidential historian at American University.
It is usually about money, but it's about something else as well. It's also about what I call the arrogance of power. These politicians think they are above the law, above common morality.
Lichtman says evidence of political corruption in America goes back many years. In the 1860s, just after the U.S. Civil War, during the administration of Ulysses S. Grant, corruption was so widespread that it was called the era of the Great Barbecue because crooked politicians enriched themselves in a country still recovering from conflict. In the 1920s, during Warren Harding's administration, the infamous Teapot Dome scandal led to the conviction of Interior Secretary Albert Fall on charges he accepted bribes to allow access to federal oil lands. The Watergate scandal in the 1970s led to the downfall of President Richard Nixon.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Unfortunately, we have had corruption throughout American history, although it does seem to have reached a high point in recent years.
Despite the history, Americans believe the country is fundamentally moral and are outraged by corruption, Lichtman says.
And we at least now do have a political process that investigates corruption, indicts and convicts even high political figures for corruption. But I have to say, those who are indicted and convicted are probably the tip of the iceberg.
President-elect Obama promised during his campaign to fight corruption and reduce the influence of lobbyists in Washington. Analysts say the Blagojevich scandal makes it even more important for Mr. Obama to keep that promise. Meredith Buell.